So, Nathan, I've got a bit of a gripe.
Sure.
It's,
Sure.
as I described, a gripeness with ripeness,
Yes. Very.
specifically related to ripening bananas.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So, this has happened the past 4 or 5 times I've bought bananas.
Yeah.
I buy them, I want to eat them right away. So, I'm buying the ripe ones. So, the next morning I can have one to eat.
Sure.
So, I eat one. Next day, I'll have another one. By the time I get to the third day, they're basically uneatable,
Yeah.
unedible, inedible.
Yeah. Sure. Uneatable. That's one of those times when you really see where a word came from.
That's
and
right.
I appreciate you bringing that up.
And I've got a solution. Why don't they vary the ripeness of each banana in one cluster?
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure they're just picking them off the tree in groups, but
Right,
I feel
I
like
think-
you could organize them in such a way to make that happen. Personally, I would pay more for that benefit.
Yeah, I really like that. It's like a subscription service of sorts,
Sure.
except you subscribe, you buy it once, you bring it home, and then it's just kind of time bound. I think,
Bananas plus.
I think an MVP, kind of a minimum viable product here, you do what you normally do. You pick up bunches from trees, and then you split up those bunches and then repackage them in varying ripeness.
Honestly, could probably just do that myself at the grocery store. I
mean,
don't
you
see
probably
anybody
could.
stopping me.
You probably could. Alternatively, I think kind of down the road, what we do, we get GMOs. I'll go all in on GMOs, and you modify a tree so that it produces different. It channels ripeness into specific
That'd be
quantities.
good. That would be
Don't
exactly
know
what
how
we
that
need.
how that would work, but that would be pretty innovative. Because I think you do. I don't know. For some reason, you do want them to be bound together. Something about. I think if you unbind them, then that helps have some. Whoa, they ripen quicker, and that way, I'm not
Not
really
what
sure.
we want.
I'm not a banana expert.
Sure.
Alternatively, you could make banana bread of the bananas that aren't ripe. I think that's kind of the traditional kind of path.
Let's get started on that.
Yeah, let's do it. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to episode 21. Maybe a little bit more southern this episode based on that introduction, but we're feeling good. Podcast is now eligible to drink.
That's crazy.
If 1 week in podcast time is a year in real time, I think is how that works. So we've got that going. A little bit of a different setup from last episode. We're back in person, back like we never left. And we've also got a little surprise here on the desk. We've got a little 2-week late birthday present for Mr. Ryan Ruby.
That's right.
You know, obviously, I have to use it as content on the podcast.
Apparently.
So anyway, we'll be getting into that this episode, along with a number of other things. A small number though, because not much has happened, but we've got a good episode for you regardless. I can feel it. We haven't recorded any of it yet, but it's going to be good. Ryan, what's going on in Hrubyland here?
Hrubyland has been under attack.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Under attack.
Yeah, it's not good.
In what way?
Well, in the way that it feels like I shouldn't have a lot of things to do. Like we just got back from fall break. For one.
Sure.
So seems like we need to ease back into the grind. It hasn't really worked out that way.
Yeah, not as much of an easement.
No. So I'm working on business law, the old classic. Accounting, cryptography, all of this stuff. And to be honest, this was a much needed break from all that. Just chilling.
Fall break was?
No.
Oh.
Fall break was last week.
Right. Then this week, it was worse than ever.
This week, it was not good.
Yeah. Are you talking about this right now?
Yeah, I'm talking about the session.
Okay, nice.
Just about 2 hours of just talking, I guess.
Sure. 2 hours.
Keeps me sane.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Well, glad to provide that for you. And sorry it's been so hectic. That is kind of the way things tend to go, unfortunately, with breaks, it feels like the week back is busier than before. You know, you kind of average out. You don't work the first couple days, then you.
Sure.
That's why we need full week breaks, because then there's no averaging. You just 1 week is good. The next week, it's already averaged. You know,
Sure.
It's a regular week. I think that's how that works.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a math major, so.
Yeah, exactly. I guess that's kind of an interesting point. I was talking with my friend Michael. You know Michael. And you know him. And he was talking about how it's nice to have breaks that start out the week, because then you ease into the work. Is what he was saying. Apparently that's not your experience.
I'd beg to differ, but
versus breaks that end a week, it's like you're easing out. I don't need to ease out into a break.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think we need to do some more testing.
Week is a best of both worlds there, so maybe.
Yeah. Maybe that's
I think we're on the same side.
Yeah, sure. Certainly.
Not sure that was an argument, really, but
right. No, I mean, I was prepared for one, for sure. I was prepared for some pushback, but I'm glad that we saw things the same way there.
How about you?
But yeah, no, my week's been pretty. Actually, it's been okay. I feel like it's been a little bit of a.
Must be nice.
Yeah. It's been a little bit of a slow. I don't know. Maybe I'm averaging out in my life. I feel like beginning of the semester, we're feeling great, like on a personal level.
Okay.
You know, just having a ball, being maybe some of the most positive that I've ever been. And now I'm more negative than ever.
It's been downhill ever since.
No. Not that bad. But I feel like it's just been a little bit, beginning of the semester, effortlessly positive. We're feeling great.
Well, there's no work to do, so yeah. I think that might contribute a little bit.
Maybe that's part of it. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit more
now
stress.
That I think about it, you have a lot more stuff going on.
As I put up some things there. But I guess part of the perhaps increased stress has been my urban planning class. So we had that midterm a couple of weeks ago. Then we went straight into a big project. So we've got what we're conducting what's referred to as a walkability audit. So it's pretty invigorating stuff. But basically, it's a group project, and individually, we all go out 3 different neighborhoods in Lincoln. We're seeing the sights.
You just walk around?
Pretty much.
Wow.
Pretty stressful. Okay, it is.
That's some pretty difficult homework. Let me tell you. That's. I wish I had to do that instead of hacking a Wi-Fi router for my cybersecurity class. But no, please.
No, I mean, I've got walking due on Friday. So it's pretty tough. But yeah, I go around to 3 different things. Sample 6 different street segments, Ryan.
Okay.
6 different street segments.
What is a street segment?
Yeah, glad you asked. It's basically one side of a street in between 2 intersections.
It's like a block.
Yes, you could refer to it as that. That would be a little bit less specific, though.
Okay, so we're talking about the vocabulary.
Yes,
gotcha.
You need to have the jargon to be
not an urban planner myself. So.
In the urban planning field here.
Okay.
But anyway, so we go out, walk these 6 different street segments, then walk back to my car.
You walk 6 blocks.
It's strenuous work.
Okay. Oh my gosh. And then you get back in your car and you drive back home or to another neighborhood?
To the next neighborhood.
Oh, 6 more blocks. Okay.
And then 6 more blocks. Yeah.
Nice.
Just 6.
18 total.
6. Oh, watch out.
Whoa.
We're fighting the devil here in Lincoln. But it was fun. You know, it was a good time. But it is interesting. You get out into some more suburban areas, and I can only imagine what they're writing on their neighborhood apps or whatever, next door or the Ring neighborhood or whatever, because I'm pretty sure they thought I was some sort of door-to-door salesman. I'm out there with kind of a clipboard, a piece of paper where I'm writing down different features, right? And so I definitely gave off kind of the vibe of...
They're all putting up their no soliciting signs.
Right. Right. I mean, they're outside working on the yard or whatever. They see me coming by. They go back inside. And I'm like, so
this isn't... What kind of features are you making note of?
That's a great...
uneven sidewalks? Are you talking about...
Uneven sidewalks would be a great one. We're talking, first off, sidewalk coverage. Do we have sidewalk that stretches the entire street segment or no? We've got different features. Do we have trash cans to throw away trash or not? Do we have street
in a
lights?
neighborhood?
Do we have street lights? Do we
Okay.
have what kind of buildings do we have on this street? Is it all residential? Do we have things to walk to, or is it just homes? Do we have bike paths? That sort of thing,
Okay.
indicates that it's a good, nice walkable neighborhood area.
Nice. No bike paths is good for walking.
Right, because otherwise that'd be bike. We're not doing a bikeability audit.
Yes.
We're doing a walkability audit, and that bikes pose a threat there.
So could you have chosen a not a neighborhood?
This is define not a neighborhood. What does that mean?
Well, like a neighborhood to me is a place where people live.
Okay.
So what about like a business district or like a business zone, like downtown? I would not define
downtown.
People do live downtown,
So,
but I would not classify downtown as a neighborhood.
By your definition, a neighborhood is where people live, and people are living downtown. That is a neighborhood.
So did you do one of the walkability tests?
We did not go downtown.
All right, because probably not a lot of people live there. I mean,
but people do live there.
People do live there.
It does fit.
But I would definitely say there's a lot more business going on.
Well, that's fine. That's chill. We basically, the definition of a neighborhood for us is how the city of Lincoln divides up the land into different neighborhoods.
Okay. Again, that's a terminology issue, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed that you didn't know that, but no, I'm just kidding. So we went to 3. We went to one I don't know if you're familiar with Havelock. That's actually where I went for the first time for my dry cleaner. But it's it used to be its own city. Then Lincoln absorbed it, basically. So it's kind of got a different old town kind of situation going on. We got the Highlands.
You went all the way to a different city, basically, for your first dry
it's
cleaning?
Still in Lincoln.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, for my first dry cleaning, I did. It had 5 stars, okay? How do you beat that? All the other dry cleaners in Lincoln were less.
Okay.
That were in what you might consider to be the same town.
Gotcha.
And then I basically went to a different town again of South Lincoln to go to Starcrest. But the next time, that one was worth it for sure. But anyway, so yeah, we got Havelock. We got the Highlands. That's kind of a traditional suburban neighborhood. And then we got near South, which is kind of right by the Capitol there. Right by Sunken Gardens.
Is that in South Lincoln or?
It is not. It's in near South Lincoln.
Okay.
So it's not quite south. It's near there though.
Gotcha.
You could say. But yeah, so we did that. But now maybe the stressful part there is more combining people's reports. We got data entry going on. We got reports to write. We got a 14-minute presentation to do. It's kind of
14 minutes?
Yeah, he's like, he's introing the assignment. He's like, yeah, you're not going to have a lot of time on this presentation. So you're going to have to really pick and choose what kind of content you put in. It's max 14 minutes. It's like,
wow.
All right. Okay. And then we have a 14-page paper as well.
Okay.
That goes along with that.
Does the paper, are you presenting your paper or are you presenting your findings? I mean, that could be the same.
I would say. But the paper should also cover the findings. So we'll see how that goes. But
gotcha.
That's probably what I should be doing today instead of doing this podcast. No, I'm just kidding. This is great. That's probably what I should have been doing earlier. Instead, was listen to a little audiobook action. So not bad. Expanding the mind. Right?
Nice.
So yeah, we hopped on this book called Range by Daniel Epstein. Watch out. And I think he's, that's just such an unfortunate last name to have at this point.
Yeah, now it is.
But so I'm trying to support him.
Sure.
Not Jeffrey. I'm trying to support people who have kind of been
affected by unfortunate last names.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself.
So what is Range about? I'm thinking mathematical statistics.
Sure. Maybe you might think it's something.
Farmland.
Sure, home on the range. That's where I'm at. Home on
the range.
In that book. No, it's about generalists actually. So kind of took that.
Is this the Malcolm Gladwell book?
No. This is actually kind of a counterpoint to Malcolm Gladwell's
you literally
book.
just said the author right before I said that.
Yeah,
so.
Is that book a book by another guy?
Yeah. I think I know who wrote that.
Yeah. Gladwell. Yeah, it's a different kind of pronunciation. It's spelled Gladwell, but it's pronounced Epstein. So
it's a counterpoint. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So Malcolm Gladwell is like, you need 10,000 hours to become an expert. That's kind of a pattern throughout all these greats. But this guy's like, actually, you don't want to do that.
Okay.
Which is a pattern presented by these greats. And so it's like, well, I don't know exactly who to trust anymore. And
You're kind
frankly,
of going with the lazier approach.
my relationship, are falling apart as I lose trust and everything slowly but surely. I am going with the laser approach. No, he's saying basically you want to have a diverse set of skills, and then you can use those skills interchangeably.
Hey, I think I could have told you that,
Right.
but I'm sure he does it a lot more articulation.
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, I it's tough to say what my absorption rate is from audiobooks, but my consumption rate is greater than physical books.
Okay.
But anyway, that's kind of a common problem that I have with nonfiction books such as these, or just in general, people kind of preaching and whatnot. It feels like everyone is saying like different things
Okay.
and they all have like support to back it up.
Sure.
And so it's like, well,
Just typically
who do I-
debates for it,
who do I
argument,
trust?
argumentative reasoning.
Who do I trust,
But
Ryan?
yes, yeah, like probably whoever makes the best argument would be my guess.
You think so? Yeah, that's fair.
Speaking of books,
Okay.
I haven't been listening to any audiobooks because the absorption doesn't really get to me,
Sure.
I think.
Sure.
But I did go to the bookstore.
Oh,
I support small bookstores.
the bookstore?
No,
No.
I support small bookstores. So I went
Okay.
to Barnes and Noble.
Okay,
And,
nice. Yeah, they're struggling.
Yeah, they are. And I went there because I had a gift card.
Okay.
I actually
fun.
used it.
Okay.
So
Dang it.
little clarify there.
I thought I would have kind of some support there in you.
Yeah, so I bought 2 books.
Okay.
Definitely went over the gift card limit, but
That's how they get you.
it made me feel good. Like I felt like an intellectual buying these physical books.
Sure.
It was nonfiction too.
Nice.
So
that helps.
Yeah, it was like I was kind of contributing to my knowledge. I haven't opened either of them.
Nice.
That was about 2 weeks ago. So
Nice.
but the first one is they're both software engineering books, by the way.
Oh, all right.
So trying to get a little knowledge.
You're going more the specialist route.
Yeah, a little more industry.
Yeah.
So the first one is all about software engineering best practices.
Okay.
It's called I forget what it's called.
Oh, my
I think
goodness.
it's called it's called like the unwritten readme or something.
Okay.
Or something like that.
So what's in the book? If it's unwritten,
it's blank.
What-
It basically
yeah.
says you don't need this. Okay, just look it up on the internet.
What's going on?
And then the second one is all about ethical hacking.
Oh,
So
all right.
it details
Watch
a
out.
bunch of ways
Hold
to
on to your computers.
Yeah,
Hold
I
your
mean,
computers
watch
tight.
out. Don't want to get DDoSed.
Yeah. So Ruby's got you.
So it does document a ton of like attacks that you can do ethically.
Okay.
Ethically, I'm not trying to get the FBI on my case
Sure.
again,
Especially if they're listening.
but and they probably are.
Yeah.
By this point, we got so many listeners.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I haven't opened that one either. But that one I'm a little more excited to read about.
Okay. That's good. There you go. The ethical hacking.
Ethical.
This is-
I forget what it's actually called. I think it's called like the hackers.
dilemma.
It's called Hacking for Dummies.
Oh,
no,
okay,
it's not.
nice.
It's called. Although there was a Hacking for Dummies, and I was tempted.
Okay.
So I'm a dummy.
I'm
And-
I'm a dummy, you know me.
There was Windows for Dummies.
Okay.
There was a ton of those. I mean, they make those for everything nowadays.
They-
Gotta say,
Yeah.
a lot
They
of
really
dummies out there.
found something that works and they've stuck with it, you know?
Yeah. I gotta say, whenever I go to Barnes and Noble, and the past couple times I've been there, it's just because they've got a ton of Lego sets in there,
Okay.
and they got the big ones. So we're
Sure.
talking like the entire Hogwarts castle.
Okay.
We're talking
Wow.
like
That's true to size?
yeah,
Wow, that is
yeah,
large.
like
That's
it's a
sizable.
huge box. You don't want to even know how many pieces there are.
Yeah.
Or they got like the globe, the Lego
Wow.
globe, which I'm not sure how that works out, but
Okay.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it seems difficult to make a circle out of squares. But, if calculus has taught me anything, it's possible.
So I'm walking up to the register with my books, and I'm feeling the temptation because
Of the
they
Legos.
got them set up basically behind the register. I feel like they do that on purpose.
Yeah, probably. It's almost like they're trying to make a profit or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy what they're doing these days.
I told them, I was like, hey, like if you keep doing that, I might not be buying your books anymore.
Right.
He said, listen, we don't really care what you buy.
Yeah, that's actually ideal. We're trying to transition.
Those are actually a lot more expensive than the books.
Yeah.
So please buy that instead.
Yeah.
Legos are great though. The last time you put together a Lego?
Not often. Never had Legos as a child.
Oh.
So
sorry I brought it up.
Yeah, hey, it's kind of a sore topic for me. But no, probably the last time I did it was when I was probably in my teens at my grandparents' house. They had kind of a Lego set. Not actually Lego. They had kind of the off-brand. But so I would say last time I put together a Lego, never. I've never done it. Yeah, never done it.
Dang.
But if we're talking whatever, the plastic bricks, I've done that quite a bit.
Nice.
Whatever that is.
I feel like you would like the architecture sets.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I had a few of those, or I mean, I have them.
Mm-hmm.
The San Francisco and the New York City, I think.
There you go.
But they're pretty nice. As an urban planner.
Right. Yeah. I could
obviously
kind of
do a little Lego man walkability audit.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Try to make sure my
interesting.
sidewalks are doing well and whatnot. Get rid of the bike paths and all that. No, I also used to be an architecture guy. I don't know if I have talked about this before.
Yeah, you did talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk about your Google Sketch. What was that called?
Google SketchUp. Yeah.
Google SketchUp. That's the one.
Yeah, you're fitting me up.
Still looking for your Let's Play.
Right. Yeah, no, I am as well.
Yeah, I went to the bookstore though. Before that, I had actually gone to the mall.
Okay. These are two staples, I would say. I love going to both these places, but
Yeah. Don't really like going by myself, but that's what I did.
Okay.
So went by myself. It was just an all-in-one day. I mean, I went to the mall, went to the bookstore, then I went to the grocery store
in one day.
All in one day.
You are literally joking.
Like I was running errands or something.
Oh my gosh!
So I'm picking up new clothing. I have some new drip.
Okay, drip.
Some more winter clothes.
Sure, that's important.
One thing that I saw there that I was a little intrigued by, I didn't end up actually pulling the trigger, was a punching bag.
Okay.
It's only $70.
Wow,
okay.
that's a steal.
It was $70 for 70 pounds.
Wow.
A 70-pound punching bag.
Pound.
I was like, that seems like a pretty good deal in my opinion. Yeah, $1 per pound is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't get that much for steak.
Yeah. I mean, that's cheaper than 70 pounds of steak. I mean, my goodness, that's incredible.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I sat there for about 10 minutes thinking about it.
Just punching away.
Yeah, I mean, I was giving it a little test drive.
Yeah.
I think I might go back and buy it though, to be honest.
Do you have some place to hang it up?
Yeah, I think in the basement of my homestead.
Say, just make sure it's on a load bearing or not on a load bearing. I don't really know.
Well, I mean, to tell you how much I was legitimately thinking about this, when my dad was at my house the other day, I said, "Hey, could I hang it right here?
Yeah.
If I bought this?" He said, "Yeah, anywhere, any of these."
There you go.
So
that approved.
Yeah, I got the go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see.
I like that. Where was that sold? Where are they selling those in the mall? Is it just kind of
Dick's Sporting Goods?
A kiosk or?
Yeah, they got a little got people kind of approaching you as you walk by, say, "Hey, you want to test it out?"
Yeah.
They give you gloves and everything.
Sure.
So
right. Exactly. There you go. Dick's Sporting Goods. Dick's has a very particular smell.
It does.
That you
really
don't
does.
think about until you're near it in the mall.
Sure.
They've really kind of honed that. It kind of smells like, I don't know, maybe an unopened basketball or something like that. It smells like rubber.
Yeah, I mean, most basketballs should be left unopened.
Probably. Don't open up your basketballs. That's kind of the key takeaway.
Mm.
Yeah, I like going to the mall. I even like going by myself. I'll say that.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to admit it.
Gotcha.
Because I feel like that's more of an opportunity. I like just walking around and looking at stuff. And I feel like if I'm with people, then I have to have a reason to go look at something.
Okay.
It's like, I'm not going to say like, "Hey, can we stop in here?" Because I don't actually want to buy anything in there. I just want to look around. And now I'm wasting multiple people's time. Whereas when I'm by myself, I'm just wasting my own time.
Nice.
And I hold that
you have no problem with
to a much less higher regard. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And Barnes & Noble. I've gone to Barnes & Noble many times, not bought anything. So that's probably not what they want to hear.
That's kind of, I mean,
but,
yeah, I think that's kind of the
one of these days they're going to get me.
standard here.
One of these days they're going to get me. But
It's not today.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't go by the cash register, so I don't actually see the Lego sets. And so that
that's probably the way to go. I also went to JCPenney.
Yeah, there you go.
Bought some ties.
Okay. He's getting
ties are expensive, man.
Boy. Yeah, honestly though. Honestly.
Like, you're telling me this was $35?
That's not
to turn a profit?
That's not bad. $35 a profit or $35 total?
I mean, I don't know how much manufacturing these for. Maybe
it's free.
It was $35. The other one I bought was $45.
Wow,
we're talking about expense. Like, hey, they're breaking the bank.
He's balling out. Do you have a lot of formal events coming up?
No, not really. I just realized I only have kind of like 3 ties.
Yeah,
and one of them is pretty much a children's tie.
Okay,
that I just haven't thrown away or donated yet. So,
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, do you have? By chance, the red tie. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The red tie. No, I don't think that. I mean, I feel like if I did, I would know what you're talking about. So
probably.
I don't think so.
Well, here's a trick. So I bought this at, I don't know, probably Kohl's or something in high school. Didn't know that I was going to Nebraska at the time, but I was like, oh, this is red, so I should probably pick a college that's red so that can go along with it. That played a major factor in my college decision. But anyway, come up here. Turns out other people had the same idea. And pretty much everyone has this specific tie. It's Stafford tie. It's red. And it's striped where like both stripes are red, but one is like matte and one is glossy. And now I feel like I can't wear it because anytime that I'm going to a place that has other guys there, it's almost a guarantee that one of them will be wearing this tie. And it's like, I don't want to, it would be embarrassing if we matched right now.
I feel like, I mean, I bought a red tie. I'll say that. I don't think it exactly fits the bill.
That's good.
$45 bill.
Okay.
But I don't think that it was kind of, it was more plaid-ish. Okay. Not really plaid, but kind of checkered, I guess.
Okay. I think you're probably in the clear, and thank goodness, because I wouldn't have won you.
I was worried after you brought it up.
To blow that money.
Yeah. I mean, I threw away the receipt, so.
Okay. Yeah, watch out. Yeah. Which they ship, you can you still get a refund if you don't have a receipt?
I have no idea.
I think I tried it at Target and I think it worked out. You just have to, or at Walmart, that's what it was. Yeah, that was when I returned some body wash.
That's right. That's right.
Which, frankly, I was not sure that I could do, but turns out you can, and you don't have a receipt for it. You just have to have your primary.
There's kind of 2 things wrong with that scenario, but
yeah. But anyway,
no, I learned something in my accounting class the other day that kind of struck me as odd.
Okay,
but it makes sense if you think about it a little bit.
Okay,
don't think about it too much because it starts making less sense.
Okay,
but
I won't. Just the right amount.
One of the, if not the primary reasons that companies give out receipts is because it's not for the customer benefit, really. It's for their own benefit, trying to like prevent employee fraud, embezzlement, cash fraud, kind of cash being stolen from employees and whatnot.
From employees?
By employees.
Okay.
People are straight up mugging employees.
I would, I'm checking out. I've got 3 t-shirts and I would like $50.
Give me all your money.
Everything in your wallet is what I'm checking out with. So, okay. So why couldn't they just do that on their end and not burden me with having to throw away this piece of paper?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
May or may not be cancerous.
This is why I told you not to think about it too much.
Okay, because I went too far.
You can't think about it from the customer perspective. So.
Okay, I won't think about it from the customer perspective. Well, I'm thinking about it from the business perspective, and it seems like you would have to pay for the receipt paper. It seems like that's a cost to you that people aren't gonna. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. But a little bit. But
listen,
anyway.
I can't explain it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Anyway, yeah, I bought a tie last year is how I know about the expense. Got it from Dillard's. So they also have pricey ties just in case you were shopping around. But that was not for anything. It was for something in particular. It was for Halloween last year. Dressed up as Guy from Free Guy.
Oh, that's right.
Which is pretty much just kind of a business casual attire. That's typically the direction that I go with my Halloween costumes, is just try to be a little bit fancier than average. And that's the way we go with. I've only been really dressing up for Halloween for 2 years now. This will be my 3rd.
Not even as a child?
No, wasn't. Well, technically, yes. I was dressed up as a child. And then once I got a bit older, I was like, I'm not doing this trick or treat thing. So never really been trick or treating that I can remember. But I did get dressed up as a domino. I did dress up as a Chiefs player to go get a free Papa Murphy's pizza. And then they almost denied me because they're like, that's not a costume. And I'm like, you think I just wear this every day? I don't understand. But anyway, as I've gotten older, I've taken the approach of, yes, I am going to dress up for Halloween. And by dress up, I mean, I'm actually just going to dress up. I'm going to elevate my style a little bit. So year 1 of really year 20 of my life, dress up as Jem from The Office. Year 2/21. Wait, no, I'm 21 now. You're 19, Jem. You're 20. Guy
from Free Guy.
Okay. Yeah, specifically.
Nice.
I think I did a pretty good job. I mean,
I saw the picture.
Yeah, on Instagram.
So you got the blue shirt.
Right.
So
got the name tag.
Yeah.
Got the
tie.
Yeah.
Pants. All that.
I think I did pretty good. And people who knew about Guy thought I did a good job too. People who didn't know about Guy, which was most people, were like, who are you? What are you just a generic business person?
Yeah.
It's like, you would think, but no. So we'll see. Maybe something to consider for your Halloween costume if you're trying to get some more use out of those new ties. But and if you don't have anything picked out already, do you have something?
Well, the prevailing idea was to go with what works. So I was going to go with the corn costume.
Oh, okay. So,
already have it. It's already prepped. Already know it fits. So was thinking about taking it out for another spin with less undressing this time, maybe.
Sure. Or you could go as the person who should have won the UNL Jester competition and do kind of the whole hunchback situation over again. and
that's kind of the prevailing idea. I don't know if I'm gonna use that costume. Listen, I'll admit it. I've got a few events to go to.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if I'm gonna kind of just
diversify,
or maybe keep it consistent. There's benefits and drawbacks to both.
Yeah, I think by keeping it consistent, you kind of build up your personal brand. And so if you want your personal brand to be Corn Guy, the Corn Kid, some would say, then you can do that.
Yeah, and I think kind of by diversifying, you do it, kind of build up your credit card bill.
Sure. Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. Halloween costumes are not cheap. I think maybe it might be due to the fact that they kind of only get to do it for maybe 1 month a year.
Yeah, they have to make all their money in this one time. You try to get people on board with dressing up multiple times throughout the year, and so far nothing's gone on.
But. Yeah, I mean, really, I think that's their fault. I'm not sure why I need to burden the cost for your poor business plan, but
yeah, you should have picked a better holiday.
Yeah, right? I mean, I think there's opportunities for Easter, maybe, St. Patrick's Day and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan, I maybe you should have started out with this, but got a little bit of an update from last episode. I think we hit a bit of a touch point on the watering of the lawns of the grass here on campus.
How so?
Because I got multiple comments on it from a personal personal thing. First off, get a text 9 a.m. On the day the episode comes out. So quick listen. Mm-hmm. It's from my mom.
Nice. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, there you go. And she's like, yeah, I think they're doing that on purpose because we're in some sort of, I don't know, she was calling it extreme drought and, super dry land. Super dry ground can have structural issues on surrounding buildings or something like that. They don't want water mains to break and suddenly everyone's under a boil order, something like that.
Sure.
So
Not
I
sure
guess
that I buy into that too much. But.
Yeah, I don't know. If you believe that kind of thing, then they probably know what they're doing. But me, someone with 0 years of experience in lawn care, I feel like I kind of have a personal experience, and I'm not sure that they really.
I mean, hey, you don't sell yourself short here. You watered a few plants back in your day.
That's true.
By that, I mean about couple months ago.
Yeah, I got my short sweat. We're doing some watering and whatnot.
You weren't the best at it.
Yeah,
let's not kind of sugarcoat it. But hey, I did some yard work, about every weekend when I was a child. Just getting out there, kind of mowing the lawn.
Sure.
Never really directly applied water to it myself, but I know how to use a hose. So
yeah, you know your way around that sprinkler system.
That's right. And even if there's a legitimate reason for it, it doesn't look good. All right. It looks wasteful.
Okay.
So
sure. I'm
a little more concerned with perception than effect.
Yeah. Well, just to take devil's advocate here. Okay, I don't want to, don't get me wrong. I'm on your side here. Don't want to get into an argument, but just to take the other side real quick.
Okay.
I don't know how great of a perception, having to boil your drinking water would be. I feel like that would be great.
Sure.
Just for like prospective students.
Yeah,
like
not
that.
sure that we need another Flint, Michigan situation on our hands.
Like that. Just the fact that you're naming it offhand, probably is not a great bad example.
Like maybe in a few years we got a kind of Lincoln, Nebraska situation.
Yeah.
Whereas like across the country.
If you try to name a city that overwaters, more difficult to name, Maybe I've heard of one like St. George, Utah. Maybe. I don't know if that's a real city. But
you just made it up.
Yeah, you got me. Something about they've got a ton of golf courses in the desert, and there's kind of a drought, especially in that particular area. But I'm not even sure that I got that name right. Flint, Michigan. I think we got that one correct.
Yeah.
So that's just again, devil's advocate. Okay. All right. I think there's something to be had there.
All right, we'll concede that point to the university, but
if it's even true, but like I've heard tell, so there's that. Also, other happenings. This isn't really super related, but other happenings in the news. I don't know if you're familiar with this, Ryan, but Taylor Swift came out with a new album.
I did hear about that. I haven't listened to it, but I heard.
Exactly. Came out with this album, Midnights. And even better yet, because I think it's pretty a clear indication that Taylor's a listener. So, hey, Taylor, appreciate you listening. Appreciate the support. She comes out with a deluxe, an additional album. brain fog. Additional album, Midnights 3 a.m. edition.
Wow.
Don't know if you're familiar with that.
How does that work?
Well, it was released at 3 a.m. instead of the original album, which was released at midnight.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, I was just a little confused. Like, how is it midnight and 3 a.m. at the same time?
Yes,
but
well,
we're kind of doing the same thing there.
Yeah, I think we kind of inspired her, and I don't know that we made a great decision. I don't know if she'll maybe live to regret that. I still stand by the name, but there's definitely a strong percentage of people that come up to me like, "Hey, how's 3 a.m. in the morning doing?" Things like that. Or what was the name again? 3 a.m. in the university.
3 a.m. in the university.
Like that. I got one of those. And that's fair for us on choosing an intentionally confusing name. Oopsie. If I had to go back and do it, I would choose the Lanky Boys. So I think, but then we wouldn't have had kind of the cultural impact that we've had through Taylor.
That's right. And to be honest, I think she messaged us on Instagram saying she was going to kind of put out a little message telling people to drop in. So
no, we're in close contact.
We appreciate that.
That was probably another indicator that she's a listener. I probably should have caught on to that, but fair enough. Well, I'm thinking maybe we've reached the point in the episode where it's time to unbox or unbag is maybe a better way of describing. Unsack? This is kind of a brown paper sack.
Kind of a lunch sack here.
It is. I mean,
Nathan bought me lunch, basically. He bought me lunch.
We've got a PB&J in there.
About 5 p.m., which I appreciate.
More of a dinner, but
not a little late.
Yeah, exactly. First off,
we got a little card here.
Yeah, do you have any particular guesses?
Any guesses?
Yeah.
I mean, my first guess would be lunch.
Okay, sure.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little hungry. I haven't really eaten today, so that'd be nice.
Hopefully
that's kind of the number one thing I wanted.
Crossing my fingers.
So I'm hoping. If not that, I'll be a little disappointed.
Sure.
I do not have any real guesses here. I was kind of caught off guard. I was not expecting a gift.
Yeah.
Really at all.
Sure. We said no gifts.
Like I said,
we said no gifts.
This does kind of create a burden, an obligation on me to get you a gift.
Which
down the line.
Why else do people give gifts? Really?
Really, that is a good point. It seems really just like a worse way to exchange cash. But
yeah, because the value is lost. See, Charlie. Charlie's off to watch the volleyball game, presumably. Oh, dinner then volleyball. Well, Ryan might be having dinner here. We'll see.
Anyway, I mean, I'll be eating.
Yeah, eating. Yeah, I mean, there is the whole thing where the value that people attribute to gifts they receive is less than the actual monetary value that people pay for it. So in that sense, money is actively being lost.
I mean, I've taken economics. Gifts. I'm not really sure what the utility cost is going to be here, but right.
We'll find out.
I wouldn't place it too high, just right off the bat.
Yeah.
Should I open this card first?
Whatever you're feeling.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of the traditional way, so I don't want to kind of shake too many branches.
Yeah, I mean, we're not trying to break too many boundaries here on this podcast.
Not really sure I'm gonna do this with one hand, but
I believe in you.
Figure it out. I mean,
you're doing great.
People do that all their lives. So. Thank you, Ryan. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Rake Students Rock. That's nice.
Oh.
That is nice.
Oh.
That's nice.
Oh.
What do we got here?
What's going on?
I'm going to read this out loud.
Hey, go for it. Yeah.
Dear Ryan.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday, Big Dog. That's with a W.
Yes.
You did it. You beat teen pregnancy. Yeah. I think I had already done that.
Yeah.
If I would have thought we'd be in this position today, I would have done it all over again. Okay, I don't know that actually needed to be said. Can't wait to see what kind of blessing this 22nd year brings to you. Glad you skipped 5th grade, where I might not have ever met you. Thanks for the laughs, Nathan. Yes, if this doesn't make sense, I'm 6, so you can't really hold that against me. Though you might want to wash your hands. All right, that's a good one.
I mean,
good
just looking out for you. I also do want to indicate that the punctuation was such that Nathan was a signature. It was not thanks for the laughs, Nathan.
Thank you for the laughs, Nathan.
It was
You're giving yourself a pat on the back there.
It was thanks for the laughs.
Kind of like, I know I've given you a lot of laughs, so I'll just go ahead and thank myself. There is a definite signature here. You got a nice little kind of cursive.
I appreciate that.
Not sure I could repleplicate that.
Yeah,
I've tried forging your signature. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten some calls about that. So hey, it said it was signed by you, but I don't think this doesn't look like you. I anticipated this would be read out loud, so I wrote it as such as that.
Nice.
You would give me lots of praise
and
whatnot.
Sure.
So,
well, let's just move on then.
Yeah, for sure.
I do like the callback to our 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah,
I skipped 5th grade. I did do that.
Yes, exactly. So
that was the truth.
There you go. Any thoughts on what this might be now?
I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe, given the thanks for the laughs, Nathan.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe this is maybe a gift for me, but it's a gift for yourself.
Yeah, it's a gift for both of us. Really, and I will be using most of it.
Yeah.
Sure. That's a good indication.
The best kind of gift.
I guess I'll give you just one more hint.
Okay.
Before you open this up. Did you give me
other hints?
Oh, the card.
Oh, the card has hints.
Well, it was the hint.
And the card is the hint.
I mean, in that it's...
Well, I guess the Rake Students Rock made me think it has something to do with our project. Or maybe just Rake's... I mean, did you give me Rake School merch? I got to tell you, I'm not actually in this.
Oh, okay.
I'm not actually in this, so...
Yeah. There's not too many clues in there.
You beat teen pregnancy. I beat teen pregnancy, so I mean, hopefully,
I'm giving you a pregnancy test just to make sure that was the case.
I mean, I'll do it.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
So just one more hint then is, and then we'll do another round of guessing. I picked up this gift at a gun range. So
okay,
whatever that kind of.
Gotcha. Picked it up at a gun range.
If that helps.
Is it my tumbler? Is it my cup? I feel like it might be.
Hey,
I feel
give
like
it a go.
It's looking good. It's looking.
There you go.
Oh my gosh! Would you look at that? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, this is pretty cool.
Hey, let's go.
You picked this up at a gun range.
I did.
How does that work?
I did. So for the listeners out there, it is. Brian actually was pretty dead on. It is his tumbler now.
It is.
It is not the tumbler. If you might recall, to one of our earlier episodes, we every team member on our team last year got custom tumblers from Bridges to Hope. And this is where the card kind of plays in. It says thank you, and then your name, and then on the back it says Rake Students Rock.
That's right.
Which is kind of a deal.
A little slight against me, maybe intentional, maybe not.
Right. And also maybe a little slight against Ryan. He actually never got the one that said thank you,
the bigger
Ryan.
Slight.
Yeah, exactly.
That I never received my actual tumbler.
And so for Ryan's gift, we got a little custom tumbler, a little 3 a.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah, this is incredible. This is our first item of merch, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's asking, when's the merch going to drop? When's the merch going to drop?
I have been asked that before. I said as soon as you pre-order.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I said.
How much money are you willing to put up, huh? And so we got that. So I picked it up from a gun range because, and I gotta say, the whole process to get this thing was one of the more convoluted things I've done. It's
nice to know that you've gone through a ton of effort. Kind of puts a little standard on me for your gift.
I did. So I was like, we got to get this custom tumbler. I was weighing the options. Do I put Thank You Ryan on there? Do I put Rake Students Rock on there? I decided not to put that on there because I didn't want to do you dirty like that.
Sure. Appreciate that.
So I went for the more temporary form with the card.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I was like, all right, let's do that. Now, I looked online and I was like, where can I get this done? Specifically, where can I get a single tumbler
Sure.
instead of a lot of places which might do them in bulk?
Mm-hmm.
So found some global stuff online, global distributors, you could say. But those were like pretty expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but then I found some local stuff. Found a place called buynebraska.org. And I also found this place called Nebraska Laser Engraving. Now, Nebraska Laser Engraving is a much less professional kind of environment, much less official, kind of a small shop kind of situation.
Okay.
Buy Nebraska is more official, and they work with like different dealers. So Buy Nebraska had actual tumblers you could see on the website and click order, kind of an online interface.
Okay.
And Nebraska Laser Engraving had like an email form where you typed in and said, what are you looking for? And so I put that in and asked for a quote. In the meantime, I order something from Nebraska, which that I probably should have just left it there and whatnot. But anyway, we go through this whole process where I uploaded this custom file because they had different options you could choose from. You could choose some pre-selected patterns, you could say. I don't know, not pattern, designs is maybe a better way of putting it. So I thought about, Papa's sippy cup. That was one of the options I was considering. Gotcha. That sort of thing. But decided to upload the kind of file there. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I also had called them because I was like, am I going to get this in time? And they're like, yeah, that's perfect. And so I put in the order. Unfortunately, they didn't get the file somehow. They couldn't see the file. And so they were trying to call me. But Nebraska Laser Engraving had emailed me back with a quote that was significantly less than the cost at Buy Nebraska. So I'm like, now
listen, I don't want to do your dirty, but like Nebraska Laser Engraving they kind of
got the hookup.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I kind of right then mentally committed to them. And that was a huge mistake because
oh my gosh.
Nebraska Laser Engraving and Trayton, I mean, I don't want to dox you here, but Trayton, frankly, one of the worst communication back and forth that I've ever experienced.
Okay.
I would send over some questions.
Worse than your dry cleaning experience?
Yes, dude.
Wow.
Because I'm like, he sends back like a quote or whatever. I'm like, okay. But again, I don't know what their situation's like. So it's like, do you have the tumbler that I'm like, do you have black tumblers or do I have to supply that myself? Like, is that going to be an additional charge? Like, there's so many questions that have gone unanswered. Mm-hmm. Like he assumed, and this is partly why the price was so much lower, is because he assumed I had a tumbler that I wanted to get engraved.
Gotcha.
Which was not the case. I needed the tumbler and the engraving.
With the tumbler, there's actually much more.
Yeah,
actually
it was actually still
expensive.
less.
Okay.
But with the pain of communication, it was more. But
gotcha.
Anyway, it's kind of a long, convoluted story. I'm thinking about putting it on my resume, frankly, because I feel like it speaks to some
about an interpersonal conflict.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It was quite logistics heavy operation. But anyway, so I drove, and Nebraska laser engraving is one with deguns.net or something like that.
Is that
which is a range out in Lincoln.
Is it laser guns?
No, it's real guns.
Oh.
But Nebraska laser engraving, about 90% of the case studies on their website were guns that were laser engraved. And they had one case study that was tumblers. So I was like, oh, they do tumblers.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So that was maybe another indication that maybe I shouldn't have gone there. But hey, we might have gained a new listener though, because as I was checking out, there's this guy, which frankly, I again don't know if it was worth it, because I go in there and I'm like, I'm super uncomfortable right now. I'm not a gun guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not anti-Second Amendment, but I just have not personally fulfilled my right to bear arms.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Saying. I've not personally bore arms.
Yes.
And so it's like, this isn't really my element. This is definitely my first time in a gun range. And so I'm just trying to get in and out as soon as possible. But the guy behind the counter, he said just pick it up at the front desk. So I'm like, are you the front desk? Is this where I'm supposed to pick it up? I don't really know. But he checked me out. Not like that. Hey, he checked out my order.
Don't think anyone was thinking that, but okay.
Hey, I'm, anyway. And he kind of, he turned my tumbler around as I was paying and looked at it and gave a little smirk, a little out breath. And so, hey, maybe,
so yeah, he's probably listening. Yeah, I think so. He's probably got the reference.
Yeah, we've had a huge uptick recently, and that's probably him just listening over and over.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So anyway, that was kind of a long, convoluted story, but it was a long, convoluted process. So,
well, it's really nice that you went through all that trouble. I certainly didn't ask you to.
No, I needed you to know that, though.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up. Yeah, really, that's a low bar for your gift.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was kind of hoping to have happen there. But
gotta say, it's looking good. I like it. Really excellent. Nice. If you could give like a cost estimate or something, that'd be great, just for my personal reference.
Sure. Have an itemized receipt, maybe, so that I knew how much you were paying. I'll let you figure that out from Trayton. And
gotcha. Yeah. Well, now that he's a listener, I can.
Right. Yeah. So now you can have the convenience of drinking.
Do a little water transfer right now.
Right. Drinking from a promotional material. This is really it's also the advertising budget for the, for the podcast.
Yeah, you're actually required to bring this every time we record and kind of set it up like this. To make sure it's in that view and I carry it around campus.
Yeah. But I'll leave it up to you what you put in there. Obviously you have some new options afforded to you.
Sure, definitely.
Given your age. But it's good stuff. I'm currently drinking water out of my Break Students Rock tumbler.
Yep.
Which, I know I think we've talked about this before. We got a helicopter overhead. They're trying to snoop on the pod.
Yeah. Next Wednesday, guys.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to wait. But it's really become apparent to me that maybe I need to be drinking more water. I've talked about this before. Certainly with you. I don't know if it made the cut, but I brought this up at my sand volleyball over the summer, and one of the guys is like, yeah, maybe you should really go into this 75 hard challenge where you're drinking like a gallon of water a day or something like that. I didn't end up doing that. Went the 75 easy, where I drink less than a gallon of water a day, among other things.
There's 75 milliliters of water.
Right, at most. But anyway, then this week was talking with some friends. They're like, Nathan, what do you drink kind of throughout the day? Or like, what do you use to drink? It's like, nothing really. I just drink at meal times. And they were pretty taken aback by that. And then maybe the biggest part, which is, when you yourself realize you have an issue, was this last night, I should say, where I had a dream that, well, now I'm forgetting exactly what happened, but the takeaway from the dream was you need to drink some water here.
Okay.
You need to drink more water. But I don't remember the details. It's been too long.
Were you in the middle of a desert? Kind of dying of dehydration, maybe?
No, not even. This seems less significant now. I just wrote down dream of drinking water, and I figured
So
I'd
you
remember.
dreamed that you were drinking some water and thought, hey, maybe I should do that in real life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Kind of a not the best life-changing story.
Yeah,
Certainly not one
I
for the
probably need to work
memoir.
on that in order to get into my kind of motivational speaking session, which is my dream career, I would say. This is kind of
Gotcha.
my first step, which isn't a great first step because it's not super motivational, but it is speaking. The podcast is.
Yeah, and some say that's half of it.
That's half the battle. It really is. And so, yeah. There you go. So we're drinking a little bit of water. I've had about 2 sips so far.
There
So
you go.
Ryan, I saw a video on my YouTube recommended from CBS Sunday Morning. You know, I don't
Okay.
know if you're a frequent watcher of them. It seems like
Not
you're right
on
up your
YouTube.
alley. Yeah. But you know, it's kind of like a 60 Minutes type show,
Okay.
except instead of, actually, I think it is 60 minutes, but well, in length.
Gotcha.
But it just happens on Sunday morning, and it's aired on CBS. That's how they get the name. But anyway, this way it kind of got my eye because it was just like the title was something like Jim Gaffigan has a pumpkin problem or something like that. I don't really know.
Oh my gosh.
You might see why I'm intrigued because I'm like, I don't understand why this is on.
But there's 60 minutes worth of content there.
Right. Well, you know, it was a clip, but it was a few minutes long, and so I'm like, I don't understand. This doesn't seem like the bastion of journalism that I know Sunday Morning to be.
Yep.
So I click in, and it's pretty much just Jim Gaffigan giving a stand-up set. But what really caught my eye was the comment section, because there was at least one comment that was pretty much a letter addressed to Jim from one of the watchers. Hey, Jim, great seeing you again on Sunday Morning. It's been a while. I totally agree with you about pumpkins. I like them, but not everything needs to be pumpkin flavored. I hope you and your family are doing well. I am a DWTG's alum here. I really miss those Saturday dinners. God bless, smiley face.
What was that acronym?
I don't know.
DWGT?
DWTG.
DWTG.
But they're an alumni, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But regardless, you know, I like that. I liked reading that, and then also knowing in my mind that Jim Gaffigan definitely never read that. You know?
Sure.
And
Kind of a parasocial relationship, if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even on his accounts. It's on CBS Sunday Morning. He's not going through the comments there.
Yeah, you think their social media intern is kind of forwarding that to Jim?
Yeah, so Jim thought you might want to see this. They wish you and your family well. So.
Yes. He's also an alum.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And so I really appreciated that. But I bring that up in part to note that, you know, in contrast to Jim Gaffigan, we will read the comments that you leave on our YouTube channel or in reviews and ratings on Apple Podcasts. So we recommend, you know, it would help us out if you contributed there. We want to hear from you.
We recommend that you recommend us.
Yes. And this is my comment to you and whatnot.
Reviewing your listening experience.
Yeah, exactly.
You had a great time.
Exactly. So, yeah, we appreciate you listening, and we'll see you next week.
Catch you then.
See you.
Oh my gosh. I would not drink out of that.
Just in case.
It's like clean, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look in there.
Ooh. Which bird pooped in here?
got to it.
Yeah.
Got some in the
Nice.
Uh,
Yeah, never settle. 10,000 hours.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.